Thalen and the mirror that didn't shift. There once was a boy named Thalen who had a big problem. Every time he thought he was finally getting somewhere with someone, they'd do the same thing they always did. They'd make promises only to pause. They'd reach for him only to pull back. And then they'd say things like, "I want to, but I can't. I'm sorry, I'll try harder next time." But Thalen was tired of next time, so he decided to do something crazy. He stepped away from the mirror that never shifted and moved forward into his life. As he walked, he reflected. Looking back at the mirror, he saw clearly what others didn't see. The mirror pulsed with messages like they'll grow, they'll get it, they'll come around. But he didn't rewrite the story. He read it honestly, and honesty was healing. So he kept walking forward, away from the mirror, towards someone who was already aligned, someone who was already present, someone who didn't have to grow, someone who already loved him exactly as he was. And as he stepped closer to reality, his steps began to pulse with quiet certainty. He didn't wait for potential. He chose reality. And reality was peace. Then something magical happened. As Thalen walked away from the mirror, others began stepping out of their waiting, too. Some cried, some breathed, some whispered, "I waited too long." Others shouted, "I'm so done waiting." And a few, just a brave few, actually looked into the mirror and chose to write new endings onto their pages. And yet some still hoped the person they needed would magically grow into being. But Thalen turned around and said, "Don't wait for someone to become who you need. Choose someone who's already true." And so those who listened began choosing what was real. Then the children came skipping by, holding a giant mirror. And when they saw the truth written on their faces, they laughed and played and wrote, "I choose what's real" on colorful petals and sent them floating off into the wind. And as the sky filled with glowing mirrors, Thalen knew the world was changing. Because here's the thing, friends, sometimes we have to stop waiting for people to become who we need and start choosing to be with those who are already true. Don't wait for someone to become who you need, like Thalen. Choose what's already true. Let clarity be your compass. So I'll ask you, have you ever waited for someone to change? If so, will you like and subscribe if you've ever waited for someone to change? Because here's the truth. Truth doesn't need fixing. Sometimes all we need is a little reminder.